Cobra notice of unavailability of continuation coverage. Group health plans may sometimes deny a request for continuation coverage or for an extension of continuation coverage. If you or any member of your family requests continuation coverage or an extension of continuation coverage and the plan determines that you or your family member is not entitled to the requested coverage for any reason, the plan must give the person who requested it a notice of unavailability of continuation coverage. The notice must be provided within 14 days after the request is received, and the notice must explain the reason for denying the request. Cobra notice of early termination of continuation coverage. Continuation coverage must generally be made available for a maximum period, 18, 29, or 36 months. The group health plan may terminate continuation coverage earlier, however, for any number of specific reasons. See duration of continuation coverage later in this booklet. When a group health plan decides to terminate continuation coverage early, for any of these reasons, the plan must give the qualified beneficiary a notice of early termination. The notice must be given as soon as practicable after the decision is made, and it must describe the date coverage will terminate, the reason for termination, and any rights the qualified beneficiary may have under the plan or applicable law to elect alternative group or individual coverage. Special rules for multi-employer plans. Multi-employer plans are allowed to adopt some special rules for Cobra notices. First, a multi-employer plan may adopt its own uniform time limits for the qualifying event notice or the election notice. A multi-employer plan also may choose not to require employers to provide qualifying event notices, and instead to have the plan administrator determine when a qualifying event has occurred. Any special multi-employer plan rules must be set out in the plan's documents, an SPD. Election procedures. If you are entitled to elect Cobra continuation coverage, you must be given an election period of at least 60 days, starting on the later of the date you are furnished the election notice or the date you would lose coverage, to choose whether or not to elect continuation coverage. Each of the qualified beneficiaries for a qualifying event may independently elect continuation coverage. This means that, if both you and your spouse are entitled to elect continuation coverage, you each may decide separately whether to do so. The covered employee or the spouse must be allowed, however, to elect on behalf of any dependent children or on behalf of all of the qualified beneficiaries. A parent or legal guardian may elect on behalf of a minor child. If you waive continuation coverage during the election period, you must be permitted later to revoke your waiver of coverage and to elect continuation coverage as long as you do so during the election period. Under those circumstances, the plan need only provide continuation coverage beginning on the date you revoke the waiver. Certain Trade Adjustment Assistance (TAA) program participants have a second opportunity to elect Cobra continuation coverage. Individuals who are eligible and receive Trade Readjustment Allowances (TRA), individuals who would be eligible to receive TRA, but have not yet exhausted their unemployment insurance (UI) benefits, and individuals receiving benefits under Alternative Trade Adjustment Assistance (ATAA), or Reemployment Trade Adjustment Assistance (RTAA), and who did not elect Cobra during the general election period, may get a second election period. This additional second election period is measured 60 days from the first day of the month in which an individual is determined eligible for the TAA benefits listed above and receives such benefit. For example, if an individual's general election period runs out, and he or she is determined eligible for TRA, or would be eligible for TRA but have not exhausted UI benefits, or begin to receive ATAA or RTAA benefits 61 days after separating from employment, at the beginning of the month, he or she would have approximately 60 more days to elect Cobra. However, if this same individual does not meet the eligibility criteria until the end of the month, the 60 days are still measured from the first of the month, in effect giving the individual about 30 days. Additionally, a Cobra election must be made not later than 6 months after the date of the TA-related loss of coverage. Cobra coverage chosen during the second election period typically begins on the first day of that period. More information about the Trade Act is available at dolita.gov/tradeact/.